Happy New Year. So I'm excited for you to listen to this episode. It is one of my most listened to podcast episode. It is on the 2026 trends. And if you're like, Elaine, why should I listen to it? Well, let me drop some stats that has happened in my business. Despite 2025 being very difficult for fellow business owners, it's been great for me. I looked at my stats on Spotify. This podcast itself, my audience has grown by 996%. And it is one of the most shared podcast shows. So I know you're going to like this episode. So you're going to want to share it with a friend or two. Second, just you know what good email open rates are? That means you're opening the email to read it. It's 20%. This last year, 70 to 75%. A good click rate, clicking on hyperlinks, 1 to 2% is good. Mine, 9 to 10%. And you're like, Elaine, you don't even have a big following. You don't have a big podcast production because I'm not focused on doing the most. My goal is to work with 15 clients at one time because I care about client results and experiences. This is why I have 300 plus client reviews that you could check out on my website at elainelu.com/testimonials. So in this episode, I am joined by my former client, my friend. I've also hired them, Monica Schrock, who's a marketing expert. And this isn't just talking about trends we predict for the year. We also give you actionable steps. So you're going to want to take notes. You're probably going to want to pause, or you're probably going to want to listen to this again if you're driving right now. So grab your coffee, tea, and or boba, and let's drop the beat.
Anyone play sports? I want to hear it out loud. What did you play when you were a kid? So just like you going to a stadium, to a field, I was in a ring. I knew what my strengths were. I know how to pivot. I knew how to block. I did Muay Thai for 20 years. It's exactly like communications and conversations. Hi, I'm Elaine Lucartis. I'm a business and executive coach. But my favorite title, oldest daughter of a Filipino immigrant farmer. Wow. Yes, please give a round of applause. So I had to learn how to communicate between my family and their country to this new culture. And that's why I founded Conscious Conversations, to help small business owners, companies, and teams with their people so they improve their process and profit. I have online courses with USC, Brown, Duke, Johns Hopkins, and I have worked with Fortune 500 executives like Coca-Cola, Visa. So if you want to learn how to improve your people and process and have a conscious conversation, then come talk to me. Go to elainelu.com, and don't worry, I won't punch you.
Welcome to one of our popular episodes.
Back at it.
Yeah, 2026 marketing predictions. And I want to start this podcast a little different. A replay on a pitch where I did not win, but I got sales calls from.
Yeah, of course. That makes sense. We just watched it, by the way.
Yeah, and we just did the replay, but I thought that was a great start to let's talk about trends for 2026. Oh, who's Monica? Yeah. Sorry.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome. Who are you?
I know it's been a while, but I'm back. And I don't know if we did 2025 trends. I want to say we maybe did.
Yeah, we did. I sent you the email. Yeah. Clearly, Monica's not reading it. Clearly, this is not written by AI because AI would have been like, and we read 2025 predictions.
By script. No script here. Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Monica Schrock. I'm a marketing automation and email marketing specialist. But I've been doing marketing for, almost 20 years. Went to school for it back in the day, graduated into the 2008 crisis.
Yeah,
and have been learning ever since.
Me too.
Yeah. So, I'm here with some experience from working for nonprofits in many sectors: environmental justice, cancer prevention, working at the Portland Trailblazers, working with clients from small businesses to large organizations. And I'm here to talk about some marketing trends with Elaine, which is one of my favorite things to do every single year.
Yes. And Monica is a former client, and I am a former client of of theirs
Yup.
too. And more importantly, we are friends.
Most importantly.
So let's get straight to it because we just heard the replay of the pitch.
Yes.
But it's also a great start.
Really good, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that.
Can we give a little like claps to how hard it is to pitch yourself, and 1 minute and 14 seconds is impressive. And I can see why you got sales calls from that, even though you didn't win.
You know what? I feel like I'm a psychic, but one of the first trends we want to talk about is personal branding.
Yeah. I just did a LinkedIn post on this. Did you see it?
No.
Oh my gosh, I did it like a week ago.
Why are you calling me out that I'm not a good friend of yours?
Dude, the algorithms really be doing us dirty like that.
Honestly. I know.
I'm like, why would you not show it? Here we are still years later, not seeing the things that we want to see from our friends.
Yeah. Okay. Here, I found it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, similar to that post and this, it's interesting. I'm going to just give you context. It's the last day of a conference for women-owned businesses. Yes. It is 10 a.m. People are over it. And I'm in a room full of women. So I'll just be honest. Everyone was like ready for like the sob story. Like, oh my gosh, I'm serious. Like I knew what was going to happen. I was like, how can I wake these people up?
Yeah.
And I was like, let me go into sports. Like you would think I would do like male energy. Like I wouldn't do male energy. It's like, no one's going to do male energy right now. Let me do sports right now. And it captivated people.
P.S. Sports is not male energy.
Thank you.
By the way.
Monica wasn't correcting me. I'm just saying I know that one.
No.
It's just unfortunately
I'm telling
a stereotype.
Everyone who's listening that sports, although stereotypically, like you said, male energy, are not male energy, which is why you did it.
And talk about personal branding. I mean, we've seen my stats. Like Muay Thai kickboxing has the most watches on my Instagram. People don't care about my business stuff. Like
business continues to roll on. We have to do it, but it's all the other stuff that's more exciting.
Yeah. It's like, who's this bad bee? And honestly, I'll be honest, there's a subconscious bias. Like, why would an Asian woman do martial arts? Like, because I was bullied. That's why. But anyways, let's talk about your post. Why is personal branding so important in this world of AI?
Yeah, I mean, it's AI and it's just I've seen so many people put their identity into the company they're working for instead of separating their identity from the name, the brand of the company. Like you need your own brand outside of that because what did I say in this post? I'm just going to look. Let's see.
And I'll put the post in the show notes too.
Yeah. So because here's the problem with it. If you end up leaving the company, if the company ends up letting you go, which by the way, I saw a video yesterday that America is the only, and don't quote me, but the video said America is the only country where it's not illegal to just lay people off to have higher profits. So since we live here, and that's a possibility, right? And if you spend years giving yourself to this company, I see it happen in my backyard a lot. Nike, Adidas, like these are huge companies that have had huge layoffs, especially Nike. And people put a lot of themselves into this work, and it's like a big deal to work for these companies, right? But then you leave or you're laid off or whatever happens, and then it feels like you're starting from scratch because your whole identity, your whole working identity was working for this company. And maybe you don't even get to share the projects you did. Maybe you can't even do that, which is sometimes the case, right? Like you can't always be like, I did this thing at this company. It's not like a portfolio that follows you necessarily. Sometimes it is. But your name should carry weight when that logo isn't behind it. And that's what personal branding is really about. That logo doesn't need to be attached to your name for your name to carry weight in rooms that you're not in, So that's a big thing for me.
I loved what you said in the rooms that you're not in. I will also say personal branding is what do people say about you when you're not in the room?
Yes.
And what you're known for.
Exactly. And this doesn't mean being an influencer. Like, I think a lot of people get those things like it can, but I think a lot of people are like, I don't want to be an influencer. Having a personal brand is not being an influencer. Like, they are not mutually exclusive. They can be the same thing, but they're not. And like you said, it's like making sure that your voice, your values, your track record carry weight wherever you go, even if you're not in the room.
Yeah. And I think, so what I've noticed this past year, I feel like, these are just facts. I'm not trying to brag about myself, but I feel like I've exploded in my thought leadership with my, I know I'm bragging, conscious conversations. And I say that because I really just have owned, like, this is what I've seen and observed. These are frameworks I've noticed. This is what's working. So in terms of my personal brand, it's like conscious conversations and communications. And it's like, how did I integrate sports and doing Muay Thai and showing I'm boxing on stage? I was like, because I knew that if I leaned into the human element, the soft skills, it's going to make me stand apart, especially in this world of AI and automation.
Yeah. And you know, from knowing me, that my personal brand has always been the same.
Yeah, for those that visually can't see, there is a basketball planner with leaves on it.
Yeah, a plant coming out of it.
Also kind of inappropriate. Yeah, the Michael Jordan poster just shows his legs, not him shooting in the hoops, Monica. That's kind of inappropriate.
No, but that, coffee and comics has always been a big thing for me. A little more like introverted, but basketball sports is a huge thing for me. And I did work for the Portland Trail Blazers, which was an amazing accomplishment for me to be hired without knowing anyone there and applying on LinkedIn for a marketing position. But even though now, after leaving and going full freelance again, my clients don't have anything to do with sports. I do have a podcast called Play Like a They about queer non-binary people in sports. You can plug if you're interested.
Hey, we're in a different podcast. Focus.
My personal brand. But my clients are nonprofits and local government departments. That has nothing to do with sports.
Okay, so I actually I just did a talk at California Water Association on communication and public speaking. And the reason why is because they're talking to so much stakeholders, right? They are procurement staffers talking to small business owners as well as colleagues. And it is the communication, the storytelling, the data. Similar to Monica, I have a background in nonprofits as a fundraiser. Y'all, people don't know what they're doing when it comes to marketing. So even a little one thing you do from this podcast episode will change the game for you as we talk about sports. But actually, I do want to ask, when it comes to personal branding, what is one thing you do suggest people do? Think about, brainstorm.
Yeah. We talked about this before where it's like, when people sometimes think that you have to share everything online. And honestly, you don't even need Instagram to have a personal brand. Your personal brand is very much for me, it's very much rooted in values and what kind of makes me happy. So when I am ooh, comics, I love coffee, I love basketball, and people know that's what makes me happy and that's what they think about. I have so many people that send me something about comics, send me something about basketball, and those relationships form with no real goal in mind. They just form organically and naturally. And that's the thing we've always talked about with relationships, if we want to correlate it to business, is these things happen naturally because people are oh, I'm liking the values, how you work, how you communicate with people. It's easy for me to have a conversation with you, to work with you. I can tell, if we've had a conversation about what I do, that I know what I'm doing. So it's these things are not mutually exclusive. How you work and who you are and getting clients and getting jobs are absolutely connected,
Yeah, well, me doing the pitch with Muay Thai, which I had no idea, by the way, in the beginning, someone comes up to me and I have a meeting with him. He's like, my son does Muay Thai.
Oh, very cool.
So
exactly.
I want my team to hire you to do executive coaching. And then we found out we live 3 blocks away from each other. So we're meeting up in a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's who you are. And also, I feel like we're so old now, but pre-COVID, we are. I know. Stop. But one of the best advice I've gotten.
Me for sure.
Oh yeah, you're definitely older than me by a year or two. But one of the best advices I did get, I feel like this is more of a pitch to love sports, which you should. One of the best advices I got from a former boss of mine, she was like, Elaine, just pick a team. Doesn't matter what team. It doesn't matter. It will be easy conversations with people.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And I will say
So Dodgers,
yeah, there you go. Dodgers,
Lakers, even though Monica hates it.
Yeah, I've never hated the Lakers, but you're from LA, so you're in. You're in. It's the
Monica, watch my audience. Okay, Los Angeles is one of my top cities listening. Okay, watch your mouth.
It is. That's
watch
where
your mouth.
That's where you're from. Do I want to see a championship ever again from the Lakers or the Celtics? No, I don't.
Let's change topics, Monica. This is not respectful. You're at my home.
I'm disrespectful. I'm disrespecting you right now. But I will say, like, to that, like, I'm passionate about, like, sports and, like, non-binary trans people in sports and, like, women's sports specifically. I go to tons of games. I travel for it. I'm going to Unrivaled in Miami at the beginning of January. Like, I love women's sports or sports in general. And I have Play Like a Day, my podcast, as the banner on my LinkedIn. And it's something I lead with. Even though, to be honest, y'all, I'm not super consistent with it. Like, Sarah and I put out an episode maybe like once a month, but like we like when things come up that we want to talk about it, we talk about it and we put it up there. And like so many times I've had people be like, oh, I thought of your podcast when I was talking to my friend because they're really interested in this and they introduced me. And then that turns into something, whether it's a friend or a work relationship or whatever. So it's just like leading with a little bit of your interest goes a long way. And I will say with like even applying to jobs, like obviously being a freelancer, a personal brand is very important. Like, because that's like, I need people to find me, connect with me, like, find that conversation starter, like you're saying. But even with, I think people are afraid to lead with their personal brand when they're applying for jobs. And I will say, for me, like I've always put a lot of personality in my cover letters and my resumes. I've like, gave myself a summary. I've led with some personal details, things like that. Even like made a little like one, landing page where people can go and learn more about me. Like there is nothing wrong with leading with your personal brand and personality. And another thing that happens if you're trying to get a job in that way, if it signals to you if that company is going to have a problem with you having
with who you are, like who you are as an individual. Correct.
Yeah. And if they're going to try to just get you to, kind of like suppress that to be one of their.
Yes. I will say, I sent a proposal for a company and they're like, just put a Google Doc. This is not me. I don't know. We're going to do Canva. I'm going to put my colors up there and pictures and videos. And I put a personalized video. And at first they rejected me because I was too expensive, but then for another RFP. And then I send the one in Canva with my personality and who I am. They're like, oh, we're going to hire you. I'm like, yeah, because I put who I am. And also, if people think I'm too much, I ain't the right person for you.
No, exactly.
And that's
we talked
okay.
about this because I'm also
too much.
Yeah.
That's why we friends. We friends.
Exactly. That's why we're friends.
All right. We've been talking a lot about personal brand. So action item from that is like what makes, what do you love doing? Lead with that as an interest.
Yeah. Yeah. Something that you're excited to talk about. You don't have to be super vulnerable. I'm not about people like, being, it shouldn't be something that you, in my opinion, let me know what you think, Elaine. It shouldn't be something that you feel like necessarily that you're getting out of your comfort zone sharing. Like this thing should be in your comfort zone.
Actually, Monica has shared this with me and my other clients too. One exercise you should do, like, I don't want to share everything. Just like you have like a list of things that you want to share, have a list of things you do not want to share. Yeah. These are things I will not share.
Yeah. These are hard stops.
Yeah. Like I have friends who are mothers who are like, I am not going to share pictures of my kids. And like, that's great. Like that is something that you should honor. Or I'm not going to share this very, I have stuff to say about that. Like, I'm not going to share this very traumatic experience. And a lot of people share their traumatic experiences to sell, which is kind of, it is bothersome to me. Like, I know what you're doing.
That's fair. That's fair. And if you don't want to talk about, like, you're like, I don't want to talk about my health or whatever. I just want to talk about sports, or I want to talk about, that I like these mystery books, whatever, like whatever it is that you like. It's like a pros and cons list. Do a, green light, red light on what you want to like share with people, and incorporate the green lights into your conversations, even within your career business.
So I want to go to a second trend that I've noticed, and it's how you are with other people. I can't believe that would be a marketing trend, but we be living in a post 2020 world, digital,
yeah.
Like, and I mean, it was trending, the Gen Z stare. right? How do I interact?
I know. I am so like removed from this. I don't even know. Like I've seen the videos, but I'm just like,
Oh, it's because you make your own coffee. So the trend,
well,
I know, and I
no,
do
I do
too.
go get coffee. I work at 2 coffee shops in Vancouver, Washington, where I live, and there are Gen Z people working there. And I don't know, I guess they're just not giving the stare, but I've seen videos. But I will say, okay, it's how you are with people. Here we are. So like I don't find that to be an obstacle. Like I'm
And
gonna come
Monica's
in.
an introvert. I also want to say that.
Yeah, and
might not sound like
I'm
it.
an older millennial. I'm 39. So like, you know, like a 19-year-old could be my child. So let's just get that out of the way. But like I'm gonna come in to this coffee shop if we just want to use this as an example, even though I haven't really experienced it. But I'm gonna come in, and maybe this is why I haven't experienced it. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna come in, I'm going to be myself regardless. I'm not afraid to show, like I'm not afraid to talk to this barista no matter what, like where they're at in their workday. But I've also worked in customer service. So if someone's giving me a little less than I've experienced in other places, like customers, you know, like personality wise, like to me, I go straight to, well, maybe they're not having the best day, but also they don't owe me anything anyway. But like for me, I'm just like, I'm going to be who I am with anyone, and whatever they're giving me back is totally fine. It has no reflection on me because I'm going to keep being how I am with people regardless.
That part. It's like being unattached to it. And that's why I'll be honest, when I did my pitch, right, that we heard earlier, I was like, I know these are all women. I should lean into like my sad sob story.
Oh
and
God,
so I'm not sorry. I'm
it.
not. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to like make fun of that, but I just knew people are going to lean into it. Like what makes me different and unique? Let me do Muay Thai.
Yeah. But it also shies away from the fact that like we don't have to have that to, you know, be like in our power or like move forward or like this doesn't, you know what I mean? Like we don't have to have it and we don't have to share it.
No, just honor it. One, but like how you are with other people. And we've talked about this. If you go to my website, yes, I'm doing a plug on my website, elainelu.com.
Hey, we put a lot of work into our websites.
Yeah, but there are pictures and videos of me interacting, not AI generated. And the feedback I get from people who want to work with me, I'm like, I ask, why do you want to work with me? Why do you want to schedule a call to see how it looks like to work with me? I was like, your energy.
Oh, yeah. I get that a lot, too.
Yeah. One, energy. But two, I back it up. I'm like, 300 plus client reviews. You could check it out at elainelu.com/testimonials. So I don't know if I told you, but so I emceed for this HR retail conference, and I had this
amazing.
dude, which was great. Like Missouri was there, Signet Health, we got Skims, Journeys, PacSun, a lot of big companies. Nordstrom's was there.
I'm back for the Journeys, the PacSuns of the world.
Yes, one guy comes up to me and he's like, so, and I read his energy. I was like, so how'd you get this gig? Like, how did you MC and speak for 2 panels? And I knew exactly what he meant. I was like, oh, you thought I got this because of my personality.
Yeah.
I was like,
or
yes.
because of what I look like, or like,
I was like,
whatever.
You thought this because of my energy and personality. I was like, oh, and actually my website has 300 plus client reviews. That's why I get hired. I was like, people come, yes, attracted to my personality and energy, but it's backed up by the results.
Yes, it's about both. And I think, you know, there's a certain time if you don't have all that backup to lead with confidence.
I could also beat you up. Beat you up. I'm kidding.
So lead with confidence. Some people call it fake it till you make it. And in the beginning, you sometimes have to. You have to lead with confidence and talk that you know how to do the thing that you're starting to do. And then you get little projects here and there, and then you have that backup, right? But like when you have it, it's like, I don't need to prove to you why I'm here.
Oh, I love it. Don't you love when people underestimate you? And then they're like, wait, how'd you get that contract? How do you know that person? And it's like, because
I never talk about
what I do.
I never talk about really what I do, or not never, but not a lot. And then when I do, people are like, oh. And I'm like, yeah.
I know.
I know you just see me loving basketball and all these things, but yeah.
After my pitch, because I was like name dropping like leaders I've been working with, they're like, how'd you get that contract? Oh, I didn't know you're a big deal. I was like,
yeah. Well, I don't have to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't need to. Like, I think people should work with me because they want to. And if it's not a good fit, that's fine. But in terms of
there's nothing wrong with talking about it. I just want to say, like, talk about it, brag about it. For me,
what do men do all the time? What do men do all the time?
We're not telling women not to do that for sure. But I would say that I like that I'm being talked up by people like when I'm not there. And like, I don't have to talk about it because people are referring me to people. And that's how I get work. That's 100% how I get work. 100%. Like, I don't get leads on my website. I don't put any time into that. It's 100% how I get new clients, and work is fully referrals from past clients and intros, from people who just know me.
Just be really good at your work. And if you want to know, these are 2 questions I've learned that, especially this time of year, end of year, well, this is going to be coming out beginning of the year. Because it's the beginning of the year, people have that energy. Instead of asking people, what do you do? Because it's like, what do you do? Because that helps you decide if you're going to talk to them or not. Ask them, hey, what's something exciting you're working on?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or what's your goal for the year? And that helps you have a conversation. So
That's
it's
a
not
good one.
all about
I like
work.
what's something exciting you're working on. That's a good one.
Because that could also be personal. It could also be like,
oh yeah, it could be.
I'm working on my
project.
dribble or my free throw.
Yeah, I'm getting my 3-point percentage up.
Actually, what I do want to know, Monica, what's something exciting you're working on for 2026?
Something exciting I'm working on. Well, we're
it
doing
could be personal.
Yeah, we're doing a little bit more. We're dabbling in some blogging for Play Like a Day. So Sarah and I are going to Unrivaled, which is a 3-on-3 league created by 2 WNBA players. This is the 2nd season. Very exciting. We're going to Miami. And we got some microphones. So we're going to like dabble in that. So I'm a little bit excited because this is something we're super passionate about. So we're going to like put a little bit more into it. And I think that's going to be really cool.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting in front of the cameras is a little different for me, though. I mean, I've done it, but not in a long time. So it'll be challenging. It'll be challenging, too, but it'll be good. Yeah.
It's a big era for sports coming up. We, especially here in LA, we have the All-Stars.
Olympics.
Yeah. World
NBA
Cup.
All-Star. Yeah.
NBA All-Stars.
Yeah.
And then World Cup, Olympics, and then Super Bowl again here in LA. So, all right.
Wild. I feel like we got to talk about what everyone wants to talk about.
Yes. Drop it like it's hot.
AI.
Yeah.
What a year for AI in many facets. I think a lot of times when we say it, people think ChatGPT or Gemini or that 5, which is the main event
for now. By the way,
sure,
I feel like it will shift and change. Like, do you all remember AOL email? Like, it's gone.
Well, there's also, there's AIs within CRMs, within marketing programs. There have been for a long time, but now they're just a lot more like in your face. And I will say, like, it's so interesting because I'll write an email from scratch with no help from AI. I'll put it into MailChimp. Like clients who have a MailChimp, I'll put it in there. And even like before I send it, it'll just be like, this part of this is generated by AI, even though none of it was. So we're in a very interesting like time of just like blanketing everything as AI has touched it, which I'm like not super like I would say I'm not super happy about even because even when it isn't, like I've had friends be in school where their professors have accused them of that. And they're like, I did not use AI to write this. And AI has like the whole thing is it's a learning machine. It's adopted language that we use in writing. So it's this very interesting thing. Like I saw this thing where it's like, not using MRN dashes or whatever because AI uses them. And it was like a quote from Office Space that was like, why should I stop using it? He's the one that sucks.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, yeah, it's an interesting thing. And then it's something where it's like, yeah, it's here for now. Like you said, like, who knows? But it's like, you can't really treat it like it might be gone because then it's like, if it's not, you're kind of in a pickle. You're in a pickle. But, a lot of trending things are saying like everything like copy and pasted for AI is going to be out in 2026. I'm like, I think it was already out in 2025. I don't think that was ever
it's like, I feel like when I'm in people's emails, people we even know, and I read them like, this is so written by AI. Like, I am not interested. Something I want to brag about with like my emails that I've been working on with Monica. So just, 20% open rate and a 1 to 2% click rate. Open rate is when you open the email. Click rate is when you click on the link for an email.
Yeah.
Those are good. That's like good. Last year I was at 60% open.
Where did you start at when we started working together, by the way?
20%.
No.
Was it?
No, it was like
lower.
Was low. Yes.
Hey,
some of your emails have like 8%.
Bitch, stop. That's old me. That's old me.
I know, but you need to give me credit for what I did.
I roll.
I'm asking for credit right now.
I am. Did I not say we? Did I not say
I did. But I want people to see how big this increase is, because when did we start working on it? Like maybe 2021. It was 2021. Yeah. So it was
okay, fine. 10%.
4 years
and
ago.
Then I hired Monica.
Well,
and
what is it now? It's crazy.
75% open rate.
And that is not just attributed, and I'm seeing 9 to 10% click rate.
Yeah, and it was 1% last year.
Yeah, and we were trying to get it up. We were spending so much time trying to get it up.
Sorry, that sounds so wrong.
It does.
My mind's dirty.
I realized that like immediately, but we did get it up. But like those numbers are astronomical. Amazing.
Yeah, and I think this will help. So I'm going to give you guys the top subject lines and open lines. So my scuba diving panic attack, 1, tired of being tired. Before you burn it all down, try this. And then having a mid-career and life crisis. And what I've gotten from that, what's interesting is people don't want experts. They want real humans. They want, like, I'm giving stories of like, I had a panic attack learning how to do scuba diving. But then I also related like, and this is how it relates.
That seems
to
pretty
life
normal though.
and
I would have a
burnout.
panic attack trying to scuba dive.
I like thought about like dying. I almost killed Albert, by the way.
Yes.
I'm not joking. I forgot what it is for the
You were
air
like freaking out. Yeah.
No, and then I moved it out of his mouth, and then thankfully our instructor was there.
Yeah,
he's alive. I did not do this purposely. He's fine. Everybody. Yeah, but anyways, storytelling is more important because AI doesn't have a personal life.
No. And I will say too, just to like back up the email stuff, we did do a lot of work, like audience work, like who would who is in your audience, who's
and deleting people,
content. Yeah, taking people off your list who have not opened in a year. Like email marketing is a very like there is story behind it, but it's very much interpreting analytics and not being afraid to remove people from your list that are not engaging. Like the numbers are this. The numbers are not, I have 20,000 people on your list. If Elaine has 4,000 and is getting these numbers, it's much more valuable to any company, than that. So that's something to think about too, is like for one of my clients, I just removed, like it's now been maybe 8 months since I joined one of my clients, and they were emailing about 30,000 people and had a lot of cold contacts in another system that they moved over. So everything tanked. Open rates, click rates, everything tanked. So I went in there and was like warming people up, doing re-engagement strategies. And then after a few months of those things, whoever had not opened the last 50 campaigns, I was like, you're out. Delete. So we went from emailing about 30,000 people to almost 70 because we were adding people from their other systems, but we were re-engaging and warming people up and doing, different strategies. So there is a lot of strategy. I can't downplay how much strategy goes into email marketing. It's not just like write an email and hit send. There is a lot of like interpretation and analytics in it, which is so exciting to me. Elaine knows I love it. But this transformation is not something you see every day.
It's interesting when I was looking even at the click rates, hey, schedule a call with me doesn't work. Actually, the one that had the most clicks, it was like 10.6% was, so I stopped drinking for 9 months. Listen to this episode. It was like, okay, what's a thing that I've undergone that, okay, they want to read?
Yeah.
As opposed to like really salesy. Because I'm just saying that I get a lot of emails because I am a student. I love seeing what other people are doing. And then I open it. And then what ends up happening majority of the time, which I'm sure you feel, is like, this is AI. What the fuck? I'm going to stop reading this.
Yeah. But I try to be discerning too, because I know that a lot of times AI sounds like advocacy writing. AI sounds like advocacy writing is something that people flag for like AI more than anything else. And that is what advocacy writing has sounded like for years. decades. And then people are like, this is AI. No, it's not. This is how people have been writing for nonprofits, advocacy groups, activists forever. So that's a like beef I have with it a little bit, is sometimes there's a little too much of a jump to this is AI, when really like there are certain types of writing that the machine has learned.
Yeah.
And that's what people sound like. And I'm not saying that's always the case, but I do think there needs to be a little more discernment when it comes to that. And I have seen people like, I saw someone emailed just a regular email to a colleague, and the other person was like, this sounds like AI. And the person emailed back and was like, no, I'm just autistic. And I was like,
I love that.
Calling people out on it is kind of crazy,
that.
like in a way, because mind your business a little bit.
No,
I mean?
I actually love that. So I don't know if you've seen it, but so we're recording this December 23rd before Christmas, but Porsche came out with a commercial where it's like, this is not AI, it's human made, and it's a cartoon, like old school cartoon.
Like an actual animated cartoon.
Yeah, it's animated
oh my
cartoon
gosh, we could
by
get
humans.
into the art stuff, which is like, I've had some acceptance around that business marketing writing is, a certain percentage has been replaced with AI. And that's just an acceptance point that I'm at. Like, we have to adapt within my field to survive. But when it comes to art, I'm like, hard stop, bro. Hard stop with the AI. I'm 100% hard stop.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, people think I'm crazy, but when people schedule a sales call with me, I send a personal video. I use BombBomb, and I have a whiteboard with their name on. So it says, Monica, press here, play here. So people know I handwritten it. I made the time to do a video, and it's come a long way. Like, I was looking at my sales conversions, it's 70%.
Yeah, it's huge.
Because it's the automated shit. Like, oh, thanks for scheduling a call. Excited to talk to you. No, I go more personal.
Like, hey, what's up?
It's like, hey, I checked you out on LinkedIn and Instagram. I also
and it makes people feel special. Like, honestly, like we've talked about it when we first met, June 2018.
Oh yeah, what crazy thing did I do to you?
It wasn't crazy, but for me, it was startling. We're friends still. It was
Here's
startling.
The result. We're friends. Okay, what did I do?
Elaine was having her first event of her business ever, and you were going through personal contacts, as you do, to invite people to this event. I think a friend. So Kat was a friend of yours, or went to high school with someone.
Yeah, we still don't know who exactly it was, by the way.
Yeah, I can't remember. So my best friend was 2 degrees away from Elaine and got invited to this event. And she was like, do you want to go? I'm like, cool. So I signed up. And then whatever, how many minutes or an hour later, get a text that's like, I'm so excited that you're coming to my, and it wasn't an auto text. It was Elaine texting me.
Because it was a blue bubble. It was a blue bubble.
Yeah,
it's my iPhone.
It wasn't an SMS. There was no option to stop because it was a real person texting me. And I was like, oh, like like in that moment, I was like, oh shit, like, okay, like this is, and I didn't feel like it was like weird. I was just like, oh, this is different. Like, I don't usually get this. It put a little more pressure on where I was like, oh, okay, this person knows I'm coming now. So, but I think in a way, it's like people are going to do what they're going to do either way. But there was something about it and everything like that where you're like, oh, I feel like this person cares if I'm there or not.
I'm glad you felt that. You felt that. Okay, well, this podcast episode is not about us, Monica.
But we also talk about personalization, right? I mean, the whole thing, like marketers thing always, and I get it, is that first name merge tag in an email is not personalization. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've read that in the last couple of years. And yeah, you're right. But at the end of the day, it's like your type of personalization, because you have you have higher offers. So you can be a little more personal.
If you have high offers like mine, and I ain't cheap, everyone.
No, yeah.
Like, if I am, because I only work with 15 clients at one time. And so I want to show the individualization by sending that message. And I will be transparent and honest. Unfortunately, this happened to me a couple of years ago. This is the boo-boo and mistake I had, but I was working with a client. It didn't end up well, but I was doing the individualization, and then I have people fill out a welcome packet. And before our first session, I didn't read the welcome packet. That was on me, okay? That was not on her. And then she was like, you hyped yourself up by building this relationship, creating a video, individualizing it, but you didn't even do this for our first session to prep. I'm like, fuck, you're right.
Yeah.
Mind you, like we ended the contract, but then I had to ask myself, like, how do I continue showing that throughout
You got to
my
follow through.
coaching? Yeah, follow through. And even like since you've worked with me as a client, Monica, like now I actually have a dashboard when I work with clients and an action items for it. So like it feels like sports in a way. But it's not just, I think people think marketing is like, how do I get the client or customer? But people forget marketing is also through the duration of the relationship.
It's the entire life cycle. Like the life cycle of that client relationship ended after that. And you learned what you have to do.
I was like, I am doing this again.
Cycles.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that happens in all industries. We're mostly talking about services here because that's what both of us do. I'm not exactly a consumer packaged goods expert, I will say. But personalization in consumer packaged goods or product marketing or e-commerce looks a lot different. But I will say also, it's a lot of work to do behavior pathways with like, your e-commerce site or things like that. So be gentle with yourself. I know you're probably hearing that personalization, that if someone does this and someone does this, you need a special pathway for people. And it is great. Automation is great. And you want to be able to personalize based on like what they've clicked on your website and what they showed interest in. But it's a lot.
I mean, yeah, you could create all of that, but you could honestly individualize it. Like, here's a tip. They schedule a call. You find their Instagram or LinkedIn and be like, hey, I saw you scheduled a call. I'm excited to see you. Oh, I see you went to this school. I went there too. Like, find a commonality. It doesn't have to be this automated crazy thing. Like, or even example, I remember when Typeform was very popular. It's still kind of popular to use as a form.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, why am I going to spend X amount per month on this when people are used to Google Forms?
Oh, yeah. Spending on it? No, it's not necessary.
Yeah. So it's like, why don't I just use what I have? I think we just like
I also use Google Forms.
Yeah. I feel like we overcomplicate it just because it's trending and everyone else is using it. Like, no, think of the consumer. What are they used to? How can I make this super simple for them?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think, talking about AI, like there's so many reasons, I don't like it. But if we're talking about for people's businesses specifically like other marketers or business coaches or people with your own services, small business owner that doesn't have the budget to hire a marketing person, which is a real thing. I mean, like you said, we're not cheap. And we work really hard, I will say. For your neighbor, your friendly neighborhood marketer, we work really hard. Like, content is a lot, analytics is a lot. So I will say, like, I will sing this from the mountaintops. Like, you have to pay people like well to do, a good marketing job because it's a ton of work. But, and some people take advantage, and I understand that. But I will say, if you are using any type of AI for your business, and this is likely ChatGPT or Gemini or something, think about how it is a tool to support you and your goals. Don't think about it as a fix for your business.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I do use AI. I'm like, hey, review this. Or I'm like, there's this one line. I'm not, this transition is just not working for me. Like, let me edit this.
Subject lines, great tool for subject lines.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm like, excuse me, this is too corporate for me.
Yeah, but still, make sure you're writing your own stuff. Use your voice. It's really important to keep your voice and be able to express it, to do those things, to feel those things in your business for your clients. So I would say strike a balance. And I think that's the trend too, is people are starting to notice, like you said, even if, people aren't being as discerning, it's like people are going to notice if you're putting an effort in or if you're not, or if you're just not worrying about transitions, not worrying about if things feel a little sound a little bit stiff, things like that. So I think in what we do, it's inevitably here, but it's going to be really important if it isn't here to be able to write email on your own.
It's interesting. I closed 2 recent clients because of my emails, and they've been in my email list for about a year, which is new, actually. Usually people just find me and want to hire me. And the feedback they've gotten, I just love how you write your emails, and they want to know how to do it themselves, whether it's email, LinkedIn, it doesn't matter what content. And so an exercise I told them to do that I do, that you, the listener, can do as well, is on a Friday or when I'm just feeling it, being reflective, there's about to be a big ass storm here in LA. It's like I'll just reflect what are common trends and themes I'm hearing from clients in my audience. What's a big story or lesson I learned this past week? And whatever that is, and mind you, it's obviously confidential. I'm not saying it's Monica who discovered, like,
Yeah.
Monica went through this and then I helped her do this.
Names. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just, I share that story or that reflection or lesson. And it really resonates with people. So, I mean, we're both millennials, older millennials, where it's like, go back to the days of like Zang and Live Journal of, what did I learn?
Oh, yeah. We're back to long form content, and physical mail is a big one that I've seen where it's like, bro, even like when I was like I guess it was like 15 years ago, sheesh, but I still like have nonprofit clients that send out physical mailers and have the entire time they've existed. So like those have not gone out of style in certain things, but like I have hired people based on them putting flyers on my car in LA. Like, because for me, I was like, you made the effort to put this flyer on my car.
Oh,
and like, I wouldn't have found you any other way. So like, if you're, there, but, I think I've heard a little bit, but I agree. Like physical mail, I think is going to come back. People are tired of only getting bills in the mail. It's really nice to get something that's a little more personalized. And then, I think long form is coming back, like blogging, like you were saying, like not live journaling, but a lot of Substack has been growing a lot this year for sure. Like a lot of people are like, why don't you Substack? I can't tell you how many times I've heard people have asked me that. And I'm like, I don't want to do another thing.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I mean, and it doesn't have to be crazy like you're doing direct mail marketing, getting the list, segmenting, all that stuff. Yesterday, I wrote a handwritten card to someone.
Oh, it's huge.
It doesn't, and nobody does handwriting cards. Yeah. Usually it's like typed up.
Yeah. And like mailboxes are full of just bills and spam these days. And like our attention is pulled in so many ways digitally that it's so overwhelming that it's nice. Whenever I get something from someone and they've handwritten it and I get to it's nice.
I feel like the word of 2025 has been overstimulated. Which is true. Everybody's been feeling overstimulated.
Yeah, the surface level which is why I'm like, I think long form's coming back. I think people actually reflecting and, making connections. I think the term storytelling is overused too. Like every year, every second, I hear people be like, it's all about storytelling. Storytelling is in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, human stories have always been in, by the way. This is not even like a trend. It's like, it's just like, I swear every time someone says storytelling, I like want to lose my mind. Like in a marketing sense.
But you know what's interesting though? I know we talk about storytelling and yes, that's important, but people don't know how to use storytelling.
Well, but what does it mean? I've asked people all the time. I'm like, cool, you said the word, but like, what does that mean to you? What does that look like? Because people love to say words like that, like on a panel or on a thing. But I'm like, that wasn't helpful.
Okay, so I want to add this. I mean, I know we kind of brainstormed what we're going to talk. A fourth thing is like people want like real action. Like, what can you help them do? And I say this because I speak a lot, and how I've messaged myself is I am not a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
I am here.
You're pretty motivational in that video.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it was a pitch, so I had to.
Well, I'm just saying.
But when I pitched myself to do workshops and speaking engagements, like I'm not a motivational speaker. I care about integration for you to take action.
Yeah.
And so the feedback I've gotten, and I was at a talk last year, 200 plus executives, and there was big names. I'm not going to share their big names, but it was all storytelling, but there was no like action. It was just like a feeling like, oh, I feel like, yeah, I'm inspired because she went from this to this. But where was the action? As opposed to little old me, I'm not a celebrity yet. People are on the floor, but like, I really appreciated your workshop because you actually gave us action to do.
Yeah.
Like people are kind of tired of the like feeling, like make me feel good to like tell me like
strike a balance for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think, we've said that like, the surface level is kind of out, and that's part of that, right? Like a surface level story where you're like, yeah, but you actually didn't like say much there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like good for you for overcoming that, but and then I feel like the whole the preachery, like you should do this, this, and this, like done. Like not that. It's more of a, this is what I learned. These were things I did that you could try to implement too, not the do lecturing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this worked for me, so it can work for you. Not true necessarily. But I do think that it's like people going deeper is going to be part of it. And again, you get to choose what that looks like. Like, it doesn't need to look like how someone else goes deeper. But I think that's why, blogs, podcasts, people go deeper on podcasts, which is why people are kind of trending back to that, as opposed to like, we love seeing audio trend funny videos on Instagram, TikTok, whatever. Instagram for me, because I'm an older millennial. But I see the trend, a couple weeks later. but like at the end of the day, what is that giving us now? I mean, we're all like, a lot of people are fatigued from it. It's every single content creator redoing the same audio. Sometimes they're literally the exact same thing because they've seen someone else do it and it go viral. And it's just like this formula cannot keep happening. It's tiring. And it's like, yeah, sometimes it's cool to go and see like funny videos and like, don't even get me started on the streaming stuff because it's out of control. But I saw this thing the other day. It was like, I read books. I love to read books because they have no ads. And I was like, a lot of people who are blogging, bigger podcasters do have ads. And I get that. Like, if you want to do something for your full, like, almost full-time thing, like, it needs to be funded. But I think a lot of times people are just going for, like you said, being less bombarded by quick things all the time. And just like, we want to go to, even like, just so many people wanting to go to the WNBA is coming back to Portland. People are so excited, like going to sports games, like not even they doesn't have to be the expensive ones. Like, we have a lot of like, college development leagues, soccer leagues, baseball leagues here that are very cheap to go to. We have like a minor league hockey team, and the amount of people that go to these things because they want to experience something that isn't like just, making their eyeballs glaze over. It's like, it's growing. And like, I think it's going to keep growing. And I think people want that connection for sure. And they always have. We've talked about this, but the fatigue is like, I feel like this like digital era that grew because of, lockdown and in person being, unattainable because it wasn't safe is now like running its course in the sense that like people are just burnt out.
Which
on
we
the digital
knew.
overload.
I mean, a huge lesson like 2 years ago, I was doing a newsletter and a podcast every week. So that's 2 emails sent out every week. And then I realized that we were just creating this machine of content, but it was content that wasn't great. So I had to ask myself this hard question, which you, the listener, should ask is, what's enough content for me to give my undivided attention to? And for me, I just realized 2 emails a month and 2 podcasts a month, and that's it. Even then,
it's a lot.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to just do 1 podcast this month. Like, that's the energy I have. But people appreciate it because people know the time and energy put into it, as opposed to, oh, I need to do 2. I need to, this is how many podcasts I said I was going to do this month. I need to go do it. People know that energy when you're just doing the most without intention.
When you're like forcing it. That's why Sarah and I would play like a day. We're just like, if we're not feeling like talking about something.
I mean, Monica, how did we plan this podcast?
We were like, we saw an email about marketing trends that we both get. And I was like, should we do a podcast?
Yeah, like literally it was a text message like, hey, we need to do a podcast. It's like, okay, here's my booking link. And then here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the stats we know is that having a long podcast episode isn't it for this audience. So I wanted to hear from you. What are big takeaways or actions you would like our listeners to go with?
Yeah. The takeaways, I think that like, I will say from what I've seen, even when people have done like trending content, gone viral, gotten lots of followers, but they've gotten followers on like just trending content, there's not action taken by that audience. Like, maybe people are sharing it to their friends, and a lot of them probably are, but that there's no action past sharing it in their friends'
That's the real
inbox.
question. How many clients and how much money did you make? That's the real question.
It's not how many views. It's not like, and that's always been the question, because at the end of the day, I don't think anyone really wants to spend that much time creating content. Like, the goal is to be able to do less, right? Like, generally.
It is. I mean,
I don't see that really happening for people for the most part. Maybe a tiny percentage of people. But for the most part, even those tiny percentage of people making content that get to make money off of it have to just keep chasing, that machine. And now, I mean, if we're going to talk about AI, it's going to come fucking crashing in, making content, which is horrifying. But here we are. So I would say that the deeper connections that you can make with people that has never been on trend has always just been the way that people are and the way that like commerce works. Like, if we want to talk about commerce instead of capitalism, like, my goal is like commerce within my community, like helping.
Define commerce, just in case people don't know what commerce is.
The exchange of goods and services. I would say for our value, for what we bring to the table, not for the sake of, exponentially, like, multiplying dividends and profits for shareholders and just making companies money. But, that commerce between people in these communities we have, building those deeper relationships, like taking care of each other in that way. And if you're going to be in that corporate world, not losing yourself in it, like we talked about at the beginning, knowing that you're bringing value to it, but it is not your identity,
I like giving the metaphor of, remember back in school, you should get straight A's. And when you get straight A's, you get the job. When you go do the job interviews,
when you go to college, when you
go do your job interview, do they ask you like, what was your GPA?
What your GPA was?
No, it's the same thing. A client wants to work with you. How many followers do you have? I want to work with you. No, they don't care about that shit. They care about like, what were your results? Did you work with a client like me?
Mm-hmm. Were you able to create and execute a marketing plan for a local business? Whatever.
Yeah, this is why people have a trust issue, because it's like, oh, this person has 1 million followers. They must have their shit together. I'm like, a lot of people are even smarter than that. They realize, oh, they just show the same 2 to 3 client testimonials. I mean, people are just so much smarter than that. And then what you were just saying in terms of commerce, I've leaned into I work with 15 clients at one time. And because of that, the clientele I get, they're like, I actually like that you only work with a few people and you care about the service. And Monica, you and I are very similar, where it's like, dude, just put me at an event. I'm just gonna kill it.
Honestly, put me on a panel.
Yeah, but it's not I'm sure you get annoyed. It's not because we're going to be the like, oh my gosh, look at me, center of attention. We know our shit. And when people meet us, they know that we know our shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I've gotten the same feedback as like, it gives that like, how are you with people? Like you were saying from the beginning. Like, how are you interacting with your like fellow, people at the event or the crowd or just people you're talking to one-on-one? But it is like, if you can back it up.
Back it up.
Yeah. Like, that's how you create those deeper relationships.
Yeah. So people obviously fell in love with you in this episode. If people want to get to know more of your work, want to work with you, want to connect, how can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me at monicashrock.com, SCHROCK, but I'm sure it'll be in the show notes. And then Money Schrock on Instagram.
I love that Instagram handle, by the way, Money Schrock.
Very basketball driven. But find me on LinkedIn too, Monica Schrock. You'll see the Play Like a They cover image.
And then Monica, you've worked with me. I always ask in every episode, what do you want to share about your experience working with me for those that might be interested?
Yeah, I had the pleasure of working with Elaine as her client for a few years. And I'll say, I always say this, I'm a broken record, is that I didn't feel like I had to be anyone else other than myself. Like Elaine was very much like, if I was like, ooh, I don't feel like I want to do that. She's like, cool, let's find another way to do that. Another solution, something that keeps you grounded in who you are. So I've always loved that about you.
And on that note, I'm going to add a bonus trend is the plug and play material. that doesn't work anymore, which is what Monica and I have been sharing right now, or what we even shared about each other. You're like, you saw me as a human, not just like, you need to do this because it worked for me and other people.
This is a great example too, is I've always tried to have packages for my services because it would be easier for me. It doesn't work. Like, I have to do custom proposals and like,
you don't want to be in a label, Monica? You're not that type of person?
I would like to, because it'd be so easy. It's so much easier than doing custom stuff. But like, my clients don't fit the same thing every time.
No.
It doesn't work. So I have to do, bespoke, custom.
Same.
proposals.
I mean, since I've worked with you, how I've changed is like now when I share a proposal, like, okay, these were the goals we talked about, measurements, action items. Like, it's not the stage 1 of our work together is going to look like stage 2. Then it's like, I'm just someone going through your factory.
Exactly. Yeah. And it doesn't work for me, maybe.
Well, Monica, thank you for texting me, forcing me to do this episode.
I know. I love to just step onto your podcast whenever
I know, and plug in another podcast that they're in.
It's not a competing podcast.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Thanks, Monica.
Yep.
What did I tell you? Did I not tell you were going to get all these actions? And if you're like, oh, this is great, but you were driving, you were doing something, then go back and re-listen to this episode because there was a lot of gems in here. And if you are like me or Monica, you're probably frustrated with the, AI, like, how do I do this? And remember, it's not about doing the most. It's not being this content machine. It's about understanding, okay, what parts do I want to share about myself? What parts do I not? How can I be myself authentically? So if you found this episode helpful, share this with a friend or two. Send them a personal message like, hey, this was a great podcast episode. This is what I learned on marketing. You should consider listening to it. And this is why. And if you enjoyed it, please leave a 5-star rating and review. We created this podcast for accessible education for all. My team and I have worked really hard on this. So leave that review. It allows other people to find this episode. And if you're like, Elaine, I want more. I want to know how you've been able to get incredible results like you did with Monica and with your 300 plus client testimonials that you could check out at elainelu.com/testimonials. And maybe you're interested in working with me. Then schedule a call with me at elainelu.com/call. That's ELAINELOU.com/call. During this call, you'll get 3 action items towards your goals. By the end of the call, if it's a great fit to work together, great. I'll share with you how it may look like to move forward and work together. And if it's not a great fit, great. I'll refer you to other people and resources. So either way, it's a win-win situation for you. But I'm excited for you in this new year. I'm excited for all the exciting things you're doing and your goals. And I'll catch you on the next episode.